Dear students, myself Dr. Narendra Rally, Assistant Professor, PG Department of Commerce and Management Studies, VSM College Autonomous, Ramachandrapuram. I am here to explain you on the concepts of computerized accounting system. Computerized accounting system is a system where the accounts have been transferred from the manual operation into the computerized environment. So, in this video, according to the computerized accounting system, let us discuss the let us code logic and the codes required for a computerized accounting system. The computerized accounting system can be classified into two types: coded computerized accounting system and non-coded accounting system. That means you have to first understand the logic that computerized accounting system does not always need coding. There are few softwares which don't not at all require the codings, and there are few accounting systems which few softwares which need coding as a part. Yes, therefore a coded accounting system is more convenient where there are numerous accounting heads and the complexity is high. It is also to some extent reduces the possibility of the same account existing in several names due to spelling mistakes or duplications. So this is the advantage that you have to identify with. In coded computerized accounting system, the basic advantage is that it is more convenient. It is more convenient where there are convenient when there are numerous accounts. When there are numerous accounts, when there are such numerous accounts, how is it convenient? When there are numerous accounting heads, that is accounting names or different accounts, if there are different accounts, there is a chance of duplication. Say for example, if there is an account called Meena account, actually the person is one and the same, that is Meena, but due to the spelling mistakes, for one person there are two accounts are created. So this possibility of duplication and all other errors will be eliminated in coded computerized accounting system. A proper codification requires a systematic grouping of accounts. Here the coding means systematic grouping of what? A systematic grouping of accounts. The major groups or heads could be assets, liabilities, revenue receipts, etc. Now you understand that in order to have coding, you need what? You need grouping. Okay. Now let us try to do grouping. What? Grouping of accounts. You know how is the increase in the number of transactions changes the volume and size of the business. Therefore, in order to understand the grouping, I will take you to a concept called accounting equation. I will take you to the concept called accounting equation. The modern accounting is based on double entry system. That is also you know. The modern accounting is based on double entry system. What is the double entry system? For every debit, there must be equal and opposite credit. For every debit, there must be an equal and opposite credit. Now, let us look into the accounting equation. You people know what is an accounting equation. Assets is equal to liabilities plus capital. Assets is equal to liabilities plus capital. A for asset, L for liability, and C for capital. In this equation, the liabilities means claims on the firm by creditors, and the capital means liabilities means claims, and the capital means the claims of creditors. Liabilities means claims of creditors. Capital means claims of owners. Therefore, the claim of owners keep on changing due to the success. That is, if we in this year if we got profit, our capital will be increased. You remember the balance sheet. Balance sheet on the liabilities side, we used to add net profit. We used to add net profit to the capital. Remember, that is why when there is a profit, the claim of owners will be increased. When there is a loss, the claim of owners will be decreased. This is accounting equation. Therefore, now assets is equal to liabilities plus capital. We also call assets is equal in computerized accounting system. Assets equal to liabilities plus capital plus revenue minus expenses. I say assets is equal to liability plus capital plus revenues minus. Remember, these revenues and expenses we all post in the trading profit and loss account. That is why the accounting equation is added as assets equal to liabilities plus capital plus revenues minus expenses. So this is grouping. On the asset side you have asset side elements. What you have land and buildings, that is, sorry, on the asset side you have fixed assets, current assets, closing stock, etc. And revenues, you have each and every item in this. You have in revenue there are particular items, in expenses there are particular items, in capital there are particular items, in liabilities there are particular items, in assets there are particular items such as fixed assets, current assets, closing stock, etc. These are the grouping. This is the grouping. Now if the grouping is happened, what we do now? Coding. What we do now? Coding. How is this coding be done? According to concise Oxford Dictionary, the code means a system of a letter or a figure with arbitrary meaning for brevity and for machine processing. Say, for example, see in your timetable for management accountancy, it is like MA. Who is the faculty? You say RN. What is this? Aren't they codes? Aren't they codes? Yes. Management accountancy, the code is MA. Dr. R. Narendra Ryali, the code is RN. So this is the beauty of codes. Short and perfect. Therefore, now okay, you understood the importance of code. The code is an identification mark. Code is an identification mark. Now method. How are this coding completed? Method of method of coding. How is the method of coding? The coding scheme of account heads should be such that it leads to grouping of accounts at various levels so as to generate position statement, that is balance sheet, and income statement, that is trading comma profit and loss account. For example, we may allot the codes for the top level grouping of accounts. Say for example, one second. The coding scheme of accounts should be such that the first digit of the accounting code is as follows. Say for example, 1 equity and liabilities, 1, 2 assets, 3 revenues, 4 4 is what? Expenses. Here we can understand that assets equal to liabilities plus capital minus plus revenues minus expenses. Remember this. Okay, the main coding is like 1 equal to, sorry, while coding we have to write text only. 1 equal to equity and liabilities, that is 1. 2 equal to assets, 3 equal to revenues and 4 equal to expenses. So this is the way of coding the primary coding. Now, for example, say under equity and liabilities, under in the first code, under equity and liabilities, the subcodes will be like 11 shareholder funds, 12 non-current liabilities, like that. And under the assets side, you have under assets the coding is like 2, right? Yes, 2. Under the assets you have the coding like 2 kada 21 non-current assets. Say for example 22 current assets. The gap in the second digit, that is 1 after 3 instead of 2, is used to provide flexibility. That is, these codes can be anything. Here I have used 11. You can use 13, or you can use some other alphabet like that, A, or you can use B like that. So there is there is a flexibility. You can keep any codes. The above codification scheme utilizes the hierarchy present in grouping of accounts. That is why it is the hierarchy. What in accounting equation you already learned that assets equal to liabilities plus capital plus of revenues minus expenses. This is used as a base to codify all these things. The next one is sequential codes. Yeah, these things you can call them as major or primary codes. Okay, now let us understand sequential codes. Yeah, what are these sequential codes? Sequential codes or numbers or letters are assigned in consecutive order. These codes are applied primarily to source documents such as checks, invoices, etc. Sequential codes are used for data, that is, you have a check received, so that is coded as a sequential code. You have an invoice to be entered, this invoice is coded with another thing. These are the sequential codes are also known as source primary the sequential codes will stand as primary subject, the primary element, that is the primary source document. Invoice, for example, invoice is a primary source that I purchased something, just like a bill without a bill. An invoice, a purchased product, what is the source? Your invoice is the source. So that is why they are the primary sources of documents. A sequential code can facilitate document searches. This process enables either identification of missing codes or etc. For example, I can say for example the code is like this, CL001. The code is CL001. So this is a code used for GCERT Limited, CL002. This is code used for some other company like that. So these are the sequential codes. And the next category is block codes. And the next category is block codes. In a block code, a range of numbers is partitioned into a desired number of subranges. And each subrange is allotted to a specific group. The first one, range of numbers. What will we do? The range of numbers is getting partitioned. Partitioned into what? A desired number of subranges. It is allotted to a specific group, and these subranges are then allotted to a specific group. Is allotted to a specific group. For example, I can code this as codes 100 to 199. All these codes have the dealer type of small pumps. Say for example 200 to 299. That is medium pumps. 300 to 399 we have pipes. So these are all codes. What? These are all codes known as block codes. As an example, these are like dealer codes. For example, if there is an invoice from particular pipes, dealer type small pumps dealer. Say for example, Mr. Narendra is a small pump dealer. So the invoice category will fall under 100 to 199. Next category is mnemonic codes. And the next category is mnemonic codes. A mnemonic code consists of alphabets or abbreviations as symbols to codify a piece of information. For example, SJ means sales journals. HQ means headquarters. MA means management accountancy, like that. So these are all mnemonic codes. Another common example is the use of alphabetic codes in railways. Say for example the railway stations and all, or bus stations, they use mnemonic codes. For example, BZA is a railway station code for Vijayawada railway station. So like that. This is the video about coding logic and the codes are required. Thank you.